And once Montreal traded Subban, they never had a distraction again. What a great story. I found it under fiction! Before you say to yourself, why should I listen to what a Leafs fan has to say about the Montreal Canadiens, just remember that because I'm a Leafs fan, I know what a bad team looks like. And let me tell you, this looks familiar. But first, let's talk about the tweets that are the reason I'm yelling at you today. You know how Max Pacioretty is captain of the Montreal Canadiens? Well, these are 2 tweets from Max Pacioretty's agent, Alan Walsh. Quote, Max Pacioretty has stated repeatedly that he loves Montreal and wants to remain in Montreal. To this date, he's never received any offer from Montreal. You can have 3 sources or 10 sources. How many times does Max have to state that he wants to remain in Montreal long term? He continued, obvious these sources are coming from the club. Max will always take the high road and repeats again he is ready to sign an extension with Montreal today. It was Montreal that traded Max to LA at the draft, and it was a done deal subject to Max signing an extension with LA. And his follow-up tweet, by the way, was about a video shoot that he was at with one of his clients, Jonathan Drouin. Oh, I'm sure Bergevin loves dealing with this guy. Let's try to filter out the noise. What's going on here? Now first, I'm seeing a lot of confusion from people going, well, where did this come from? And from an outside perspective, this tends to happen a lot with the Montreal Canadiens. We just go on Twitter and go, sorry, why is everyone talking about this? And more often than not, it's that something came out in the French media. And those of us who dropped French class after grade 9 or 10 are looking at the tweets and going, well, I know it's about Pacioretty because the only word I understand is his name. And that's what happened here, very short and sweet. There was a report in the French media that Max Pacioretty had requested a trade out of Montreal, prompting his agent Alan Walsh to flip his lid. Now for Habs fans hoping to calm down, this isn't exactly the first time Walsh has blown his lid. He does that frequently for a lot of his clients. He's a super protective guy, and wow was he outspoken during the 2012 lockout. So in that sense, Pacioretty's not the first player he's done this for. At the same time, given what we know about the situation, Max Pacioretty is not just any player. We knew it was reported that Pacioretty was traded to the LA Kings at the draft. I was just surprised to hear his agent say it, and be pretty specific with it. Done deal! All caps. That trade happened. Max Pacioretty was traded. And quoting Walsh, it was subject to signing an extension with LA. So either Max Pacioretty didn't want to go to the LA Kings, or they tried to talk contract, it didn't work out, and so he kiboshed the whole thing. Remember, it was at the 2018 draft. It was likely that there were picks involved from the 2018 draft, and if you can't get a deal done then, well, then you can't get a deal done. It sounds more likely that he was traded to LA and they just didn't give him the money he was looking for. And of course, on the first day of free agency, the Kings went out and signed Ilya Kovalchuk to $6.25 million for 3 years. By the way, a lot of people seem to forget this. Max Pacioretty's current cap hit is $4.5 million. He had a disappointing season last year with just 17 goals, 20 assists for 37 points. But each of the previous 4 seasons, he had 30 plus goals, 60 plus points. And the reason that streak is broken is because of the lockout shortened season when he had 15 goals, 14 assists for 39 points in 44 games, which in a full season would have put him on pace for 28 goals, which yeah, is less than 30, but his point total was on pace to be 72, which would have been a career high. And the season before that one, 30 plus goals, 60 plus points. Yes, players decline, but what are the odds that Pacioretty's done? And because he was injured, he only played 64 games, those 17 goals become 21. At least it starts with a 2. That's still underperforming for him, but people probably would have cried and crapped their pants a little less, and it would have put him second on the Montreal Canadiens in goal scoring. The Habs' top 4 goal scorers last year were Brendan Gallagher, Paul Byron, Alex Galchenyuk, who they traded, and Max Pacioretty, who they traded until it got kiboshed. The team that finished 3rd last in goal scoring. But stop. I'm getting away from the point. I think if they can, they should re-sign Max Pacioretty, but that's just me. The point is that Marc Bergevin and the Montreal Canadiens cannot possibly go into training camp like this. I mean, I guess you can, but you can't go through the entire season like this. You got rid of PK, that was supposed to be getting rid of a huge distraction. 2 good veteran players in Alex Radulov and Andrei Markov, who seemed like they liked the team and wanted to stay with the team, walked for nothing. And I know I said it once before, but finally a distraction is gone. Alex Galchenyuk has been traded. And now the agent of your team's captain has publicly confirmed that you traded him. He's a lame duck captain. There are cats with fewer lives than Marc Bergevin. But it's okay, because Carey Price. Well, hey, he was injured last year. What if he returns to Vezina form? What if? Last year, the 3 Vezina nominees were Connor Hellebuck, Pekka Rinne, and Andrei Vasilevsky. The Jets, the Preds, and the Lightning. Those are great teams that got great goaltending. Great goaltending can push you over the top to win a championship, or it can just mask your problems. Which one of those 2 categories do you think Montreal fits under? The Montreal Canadiens cannot continue to be the underpants gnomes of the National Hockey League. Step 1, Carey Price. Step 2, Step 3, playoffs. Make good trades, good signings. or any re-signings. Mix in a center or two, not torpedo the value of one of your team's best assets and its captain. I only see a couple options here. Make a trade now when your leverage is nothing, except for the $7+ million in cap space you just can't use again. Or wait for a trade deadline and make the trade then when teams are panicking. You might get a boatload of futures, in which case Marc Bergevin looks like a genius because he was patient and waited. I don't know why I sound so exasperated. I don't even cheer for this team. I just can't help but feel bad for what the Habs are putting their fans through, and that management just seems completely disingenuous and full of crap. Oh, culture, the locker room, shut up. Yeah, does this team seem drama-free? Everyone calm, everyone relaxed, having a good time? Watch after all this, they have a magical season and win the division again. I don't think Max Pacioretty's gonna be with the Montreal Canadiens for very long, and I don't think Marc Bergevin should be either. What do you think? In the comment box down below, how is this gonna end? So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching me yell and scream and rant. I just had a rant in me that I had to get out because I'm practicing for the season. Click like if you like this video, click subscribe. If you really liked it, tell all your friends that, hey, this idiot made a video and Max Pacioretty got traded 20 minutes later. Isn't that funny? It's probably gonna happen. You know it is.